everybody, this is Moo.
And this is Fuji.
We just got back from Wonder Woman. Because that's our guitar riff.
Is that how that goes?
I don't know, actually. I'll learn it one day, I'm sure, because this movie is a landmark goddamn film. Because holy shit, guys, listen, we have a good DC movie. It's finally happened.
Like modern era DC movie.
Okay, yes. The current era of DC movies. We finally have one that isn't shit. Not only is not shit, but it's actually a fucking good movie.
It was very good.
Oh my god.
I had a friend post on Facebook recently. It felt like I was watching a Marvel movie.
It's true.
No, but like we were talking about, there's just been a swath of bad superhero movies, bad DC superhero movies lately. A lot. Most of them.
Yeah.
And we were saying, why not just reboot the DC Extended Universe and start with Wonder Woman?
Just fucking start. You can.
I mean, make Wonder Woman your Iron Man.
Yeah, no, you can. You can start at Wonder Woman. You don't need any of the other ones. You can just start right here.
This is how you should have done it. This should have been the first one.
This really should have been the first one. Oh my goodness.
Because, I mean, I feel like Wonder Woman occupies kind of a similar spot as Iron Man, that, like, you know, people know of her and, you know, they know, oh, you know, that's a character on the team, and not, like, a whole lot else.
She wears star underwear.
That. But, I mean, like, I feel like she would have been coming from a similar kind of, you know, point as, like, Iron Man would have been, and so that's why it was great.
Also, she has a lot of similarities with Captain America.
And I said, I want to see Wonder Woman and Captain America being, like, weekend coffee buddies or something.
Talk about this new modern shit.
And how the world sucks.
Yep, pretty much.
Except they wouldn't, because they like the world.
They're idealistic. Oh my god, so there's so much I like about this movie. Like, I'm just trying to think where to go. First off, holy shit, this movie is gonna do well, and that makes me so happy, because it's not only good for the DC universe, not only good for Wonder Woman, but it's good for female-led action movies and female directors. Like, this will show that, yes, guys, you can make money with this kind of movie, because Catwoman, for example, she was the last one that came out, and that was a terrible movie and it bombed, but you know, studios take away this lesson, not because the movie's bad, because, oh, it was starring a woman, therefore, that's why it bombed. That's really what they do. Like, that happens all the time. So I'm really psyched. I'm so excited about it. I almost burst into tears in the theater.
Yeah, she did.
I cried a little bit because I was so happy about how this is going and how this could lead to good things in the future, and I really hope it does. Oh my goodness. Okay, I
got the same feeling from this movie that I did from Deadpool, that I think Gal Gadot. I can't say it. Just enjoys being Wonder Woman. I mean, you know, the same way that, like, Ryan Reynolds loves being Deadpool and, like, Chris Evans loves being Captain America. Like, you just feel that.
Yep, Wonder Woman is real, and I just saw her destroy people in World War I.
I mean, I think that's what makes these that's what sells these superhero movies.
I agree.
Like, everyone's gotta be on board. I mean, it's true with any movie, you know, you have to have, you know, all your writers and your actors and your producers and your directors and, you know, everybody, all the stagehands and everyone has to be, like, on top of their game for the movie to be a good movie.
They gotta be in it to win it. Yeah.
And, I mean, it just, everything about this movie sells it so hard. Like, I do have my one complaint, which we can get to whenever, but let's continue waxing about how happy we are about this movie.
Lordy Lord, I am. Like, it did so many things correctly. Because, for starters, this movie had its focus. It has a story, it has a beginning, middle, end. And it has, like, it's a coherent story, and it focuses just following, you know, Wonder Woman and her RPG party that follows her into battle, and instead of, like, you know, Batman versus Superman, which, by the way, for clarification, I've seen Man of Steel and I've seen Batman versus Superman. Fuji has not, but
I don't really care to.
We went to see Suicide Squad, and we were incredibly disappointed.
I forgot for a second that we did that.
I'm not surprised.
I was thinking about DC Extended Universe, and I forgot Suicide Squad was part of that.
Yep, sure is.
That was a bad Joker.
That was a terrible Joker.
They should get rid of that Joker.
I think here's what I think they should do they should recast Joker. I think it should be Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think he'd do good, actually.
If anyone's seen Django, or Wolf of Wall Street. You can tell he portrays like this charismatic, pretty boy that people will listen to, but he's also kind of fucking crazy. Like, same thing.
I want to see this now. I think he'd do a really good job.
Wouldn't he? Yeah. I wish. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, no one thought Mark Hamill could voice the Joker, and he's been doing it for years, so well, I guess we'll find. Same with like Heath Ledger. He was a pretty boy who became the Joker, and I mean, anyone who's seen The Dark Knight knows how good he is.
Now I want to see Chris Pine playing the Joker.
Ooh.
He is so weird. Okay, full stop. Full stop. I don't usually follow, like, actors and actresses. Like, I'm not usually into that. But it's, like, I really enjoy watching Chris Pine.
He was really good in this movie.
Just, like, all of his stuff. Like, it seems like he just has a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris Pine is a really good Kirk, and everyone should agree that Chris Pine is a really good Kirk. And sometimes, in the right lighting, really looks like a young Shatner, and it's kind of weird.
Man, like, no, the Star Trek movies, it's not Chris Pine. It's the fucking writing.
Man. Okay,
But anyway, we shouldn't go on a Star Trek tangent.
I could talk about Star Trek. Okay,
anyway,
no more.
So Chris Pine was really good in this movie. Gal Gadot, God damn, she was good.
Everyone was good.
It was just a really good movie. This movie looked amazing.
It was so warm.
You could see colors. The
colors
island was beautiful.
Like, everything, even, like, you know, the sad scenes where everything has to be, you know, desaturated and gross, like, it was still pretty.
You could see things.
Yes.
You could see the fight scenes.
Okay, I am gonna say, and this is, I think, just a fault with how Hollywood works, there's just never enough time to do, like, theater combat staging.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were talking about this, like, Fury Road did it really, really well.
Oh, yeah.
It was really good in Fury Road. And I mean, going back to, like, Lord of the Rings had some, you know, definitely amazing combat scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But people get hurt.
That's why they do the things
people
that they do.
People get hurt when you do theater combat correctly.
It's true.
Like, they shouldn't. I mean, that's why it's theater combat, not real combat. But the point is, people get hurt. And I understand why you film it the way that you're filming it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just if it could go that little extra step, I think this would have been like a perfect movie for me.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite movies I've seen. Like, oh my god, I mean, I expected to really like it, but man, I didn't expect to love it like this. I'm getting on Blu-ray. I'm convinced that Wonder Woman is real. She just fought people in World War I. I can't believe I just saw this with my own eyes. I'm so happy.
Also, I really like when this happens, and I mean, this is stuff that I'm working on in my own work, that you know, having these idealistic characters, you know, gain experience and realize that, you know, the world is not, you know, maybe as nice of a place as they think it is, but they don't lose that idealism.
Yes, I really like that.
Like, that's really important to me.
I really, really like that. I'm glad, because I like Wonder Woman, Diana in this movie. What we hadn't seen in the previous DC superheroes, she wants to be a hero. She 100% all for it, believes in the best in humanity, and even though, yeah, she does become less naive by the end of the movie, she still has that belief that she thinks, like, it's humanity is worth fighting for, and she wants to do it. It's not like, you know, Superman, who was very reluctant to fucking go and save the day in Man of Steel.
Which doesn't make any damn sense.
No, it doesn't. And the Batman, who looks like he's old and tired, but, you know, I like
Grandpa Batman.
I also like Grandpa Batman, but they make him dark and gritty and kill a bunch of people, so
that doesn't make any sense.
God damn Batman. Anyway, that's not about that, but I really like that. I liked Little Hero's Journey. I like they had the fish out of water stuff, but it was like not obnoxious, you know what I mean? Like, it was actually pretty funny. When because, you know, she doesn't know anything about this.
It reminded me so much of Cap's list that he was writing, and which one is that? Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier, yeah.
It's like little list that he's keeping at the beginning. Like, that's so odd. That's funny. That's just funny.
I can see her doing that too, actually. Just like, okay, I gotta keep track of this.
I want them to be coffee buddies. Just like meet up.
Too bad they're in a completely different
Sunday mornings.
Groups.
Sunday mornings, like, just grab a cup at the corner cafe and just catch up.
Talk about the olden days, because she definitely saw, you know, after World War I. So oh man, like I liked all the characters in this movie. I kind of mispredicted who Ares was disguised as. Oh, by the way, spoilers. who Ares is disguised as in the movie.
As soon as you said it, I thought that's not going to be it.
But as the movie went on, I sat there, she's like in there, I'm like, this is too easy. He's probably not it.
I knew it.
And then I was like, thinking to myself, I was thinking in the theater, I was like, hey, isn't the guy who played Remus Lupin the dude who is Ares? Wait, he's in this movie, is he? And then, like, the mustache guy popped up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm an idiot, I totally forgot. But
see,
I like that. I like the lady, the poison lady, the Dr. Poison lady, I liked her face porcelain shit. That was really fucking wild. Like, what happened there?
I mean, you've seen, like, facial prosthetics from World War I, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like, a lot of research went into, kind of getting that, I don't want to say aesthetic, because it was,
look.
really, yeah.
How it looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know her story. What the heck's going on there? She's alive at the end of the movie, so...
I mean, there's so much that, like, you could get into.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, it's not that, there's so much stuff that we should have gotten into, but we didn't have time for it. Like, no, there's just more about this world that I want to find out, and that's how you do a good...
franchise starter?
Yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we are getting a sequel, apparently. And
what the hell is your cat doing?
just ignore him.
Okay.
He's being weird. He's going underneath the couch.
Okay.
I think he just figured out he can go under there. My cat makes discoveries while we're talking about Wonder Woman. Anyway, I lost my train of thought because I got distracted by my cat. Anyway, this movie was great. If you haven't seen it already, go do that.
I mean, it did just open, so if you haven't seen it, I think that's
as
fair.
It is recording, yes.
That's fair.
But if you have a chance to go see it, I highly recommend it. It is a good time. It is not crappy. It's not broody either.
It's just a really well put together project.
Yep. It's well put together. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say. I said the sequel's being directed by the same director as this movie. So, yay! I'm ready.
Also, the one thing is that in the opening credits, Justice League totally got overshadowed by Blade Runner. I'm fucking sorry. It was like, oh my god, Blade Runner, Harrison.
Blade Runner. In case you guys don't know, Blade Runner's getting a remake, and I had no fucking idea that was happening. Oh, sequel?
It's a fucking sequel.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is getting a sequel. It is a sequel, isn't it?
Yes.
What the hell?
Right.
What? I need to rewatch Blade Runner. I haven't seen that since like high school.
Same.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So anyway,
I'm sorry, Justice League. You totally got. You should have put your trailer first.
So, I love Wonder Woman, and I'm looking forward to her next movie, whenever that will be. But I'm not 100% sold on Justice League still.
Okay. I was a little confused that Cyborg was in Justice League in this iteration, but
yeah.
Okay. Cyborg and Aquaman and Flash, like, there just need to be weird, goofy guys.
Yeah.
That's who they are. That's in my head. They're just weird, goofy dudes.
Especially Aquaman. Aquaman is a silly concept already. Might as well go the whole 9 yards. And he looks like it.
You have to.
He looks like he's gonna be the group's Thor, which is I'm okay with that.
They're all the group's Thor.
Make them all the group's Thor.
Wonder Woman is also the group's Thor.
Wonder Woman is the group's Thor. And Captain America in one. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But no, like, it's just, you can't. How can they do the rest of them, like, stark and serious?
They better not.
And then the rest of them is, like, huge goofballs.
Right? Here's the thing. So what I'm wondering now is if this movie makes more money than the previous movies,
it will.
which I think it will, then they're definitely going to change their tune for sure. 100%. Like, I'm very confident they will, because...
But it's, like, already in production, right?
Not Justice League. I meant, like, other movies afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about Justice League, especially with our Joss Whedon's now doing it instead of Zack Snyder, because he suffered his daughter committed suicide a couple months ago, so he's not going to be on that project anymore. Which, normally I'm like, yay, but because that circumstance is so tragic, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Like,
yeah, that's really bad. Like, sympathies go out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My sympathies to Zack Snyder and his family, definitely, but like. I'm not sure how the Justice League movie is gonna go now. Like, like, I don't know. They did last minute cuts to Suicide Squad when Batman vs Superman was so poorly received, but I don't know if they'll do the same thing with Justice League. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. I liked. Oh god, Wonder Woman in this movie. I liked Diana. I liked
after share
story. Oh
so
man.
I have a manager at work. Mm-hmm. She's an older lady. She's an immigrant, and I overheard her saying to a different coworker of mine about Wonder Woman, like, why didn't we have movies like this when I was a kid?
Right? I would have loved this as a kid. Oh my goodness. So I'm a fan of Justice League, the animated series. I grew up watching Justice League, the animated series. I love the crap out of that series. It's still really good, by the way. It holds up very well. So I learned about a lot of my DC superheroes through that and the Batman animated series. Those are the two places I learned my DC heroes. So yeah, Wonder Woman definitely lives up to who she was like, what she was like in the animated
DC
series.
animated.
Yeah, I like to see, and that's why I was sitting there like flipping a shit because Wonder Woman is now real apparently, and goddamn that fight! I think my favorite fight scene in this movie was definitely the one in No Man's Land when she like just
That was very
gets up there and she flips a tank over, dude.
I mean, the other thing, like, honestly, like, being kind of a fan of, like, history documentaries and stuff like that, it just felt like that scene. This movie was, I think, in a lot of ways, a better reflection on war than a lot of the recent movies have been.
Yeah, no, I totally
just
agree.
Like,
plus Hydra's not fucking there, so you know.
well, you know, but just like the level of desperation, and that's why that scene is so good, because they built it up. They showed like this is what it's like in a trench. This everything is shit. Everything is, you know.
Yeah, there's things exploding everywhere. No one can really get that close to each other. It's messy. It's smelly.
Like, you know, like later on they kind of get like into the nature of war and like where does war come from. But that's why that scene is so good, because there's that build up and then the payoff, and the payoff is her, you know, charging across a no man's land like it's nothing.
Yep.
And that's what I think a lot of movies, like not just superhero movies, not just DC movies, lately are kind of disappointing in that there's not that build up payoff.
Right. No, I totally agree.
And I mean, not only with like action, like, you know, having, you know, moments of quiet and then having moments of action and having that payoff, but also like in tone, like having funny things happen. Like the reason why the reveals with some of the side characters are so good is because when you first meet them, you know, they're just like stupid guys, you know,
in a bar,
you know,
one dude is lying, another dude's getting his shit kicked in.
And I mean, there's like all of these like weird gags going on, and then later on you like get the serious side. You get, you know, the, I wouldn't say dark and gritty, but you know, you get the
darker,
the darker, you know, side of it, and it means something because you know these guys on a shallow surface level as like these, you know, weird, funny comic relief guys, and then they're real people.
Yeah, I really liked how this movie took the time for us to get to know like Diana, to get to know Steve, to get to know the rest of the RPG party, because that's really like, see, Diana's the tank and everybody else backs her up. That's how it works. So so when we finally do get to the action scenes, after this has all been set up, we can like, you know, we care about what's gonna happen, because even though I know Diana's gonna be fine, like, you know, she's Wonder Woman, they're not gonna kill her, like, I'm just saying, like, oh man, I hope she does alright in this, and, you know, I hope these guys also make it, and that's why it's so sad at the end when Steve, like, you know, sacrifices himself to get rid of that plane full of the mustard gas, which, by the way, props to this movie showing how horrific mustard gas is. Oh my god! Like, good lord! My goodness, that shit was really brutal. If you guys don't know about it, just Google it, you'll find out. It's not pretty, and it was one of the nastier things in World War I for sure, and future wars, honestly, but anyway, so it was really sad when we like lose that character, because we spent a good amount of time with Chris Pine's character, you know, and
I mean, okay, I like Chris Pine. I like Chris Pine. He sells a character really well.
He does.
Like the way that he does it,
good or bad.
Like you know who they are, you know, from his acting, like right away. And I mean, you know, same about Gal Gadot and Diana. Like you knew, you know, who she was, you know, without like having to tell.
Yes, movie was very good at showing, not telling kind of deal, but also still telling, so we know what's going on, of course.
I mean, there's so much lore, you know, to Wonder Woman that, you know, there had to be telling,
like,
but not
75 years of lore.
Suicide Squad level telling.
hey guys, hold on, we're gonna show you this little blurb while we play this like fitting theme song that we're never gonna use again in the movie.
I'm eating your Girl Scout cookies.
No, go ahead, eat my Girl Scout cookies. They are French cookies, aka thanks a lot. Aha! And advertisement for Girl Scout cookies in the middle of this. Anyway, yeah, no, they definitely like did a good job of that, and that's one of the reasons why Suicide Squad was not so great, because we're introduced to all these characters, and then it's just kind of like, you know, that's it. We don't really get very much. And then you get things like, this is Slipknot, a man who can climb anything, and then 5 minutes later, he's dead. Great. Nice to meet you, Slipknot. Glad you're dead now. And then, of course, we have Katana. Her introduction in Suicide Squad was also pretty...
I mean, everyone makes fun of this. Everyone's heard this already.
Yeah, this is Katana. Her sword can absorb souls. She's here to be with me. Okay. Hi, Katana. How's it going?
Man, Lego Batman should be like canon DC extended universe.
I would love that. I want that Batman to be our Batman. Ben Affleck could do it. He could do it. I believe him. But Ben Affleck's not the problem with how they do the Batman and Batman vs Superman. He's not the problem. Definitely not. But you see, that's the thing. You know, that I think about it, like the actors can play these characters. Like they can do it, and they can even sell them how it should be sold. But like the writing and direction and execution of things hasn't been like, you know, as good until like now we have Wonder Woman. And that's why one reason why Wonder Woman works so well is because we have this like good story execution, and
all the pieces are lining up together. Exactly.
Like it's not like, you know, the disjointedness of Batman versus Superman, because these G's of that movie have not a focus, or like because they're trying to introduce 2 billion things at once, or like, you know, the unseeability of Suicide Squad. Oh my god. There's a part where the last fight of Suicide Squad, there's a lot of smoke,
with
right?
Enchantress.
Yeah, that was with Enchantress. With that, there's a lot of smoke, right? Like, we were cough. Fuji and I were sitting in the theater, and we're trying to like squint at the screen.
I think I legit like leaned over to you and be like, I can't see anything in this movie.
I said the same. I was like, no, I haven't. You're like, do you know what's going on? No, I don't know what's going on, because you could not see the fight scene at all. Like, it was too dark, it was too smoky. And it looked like people were just kind of launching in the air and then coming right back, and none of the hits felt like they had any weight to them. Because like you said about action scenes earlier, like, you know, we usually do a lot of like not actual fighting nowadays.
Like a lot of, if you once you see it, you can't unsee it. That a lot of cuts will happen just as a point of impact occurs. So you never actually see a point of impact because they don't record a point of impact, because that would be unsafe.
Right, exactly. So the trick is to make it seem like there is an impact, that there is like this person's is getting punched. That's what they're trying. That's what it should communicate. But if you do it poorly, and if you can't see it additionally on top of it, then it's not gonna be good. It's going to look fake, for lack of a better term. But like, I mean,
it is fake, but it's gonna look faker.
Yeah, like for example, like when Wonder Woman, when she picks up the tank in that movie, I believe that's a big ass tank that she's picking up on her shoulders and throwing across the room. Mm-hmm. When in Suicide Squad, like when that stuff was happening, I didn't believe any of that stuff was happening, except for that one part where Margot Robbie like backflips in the elevator and beats up all the guys, because she actually did that, because she is a gymnast. So, so that's the only part I believe in that movie. Whenever she did her own stunts, is because she actually did her own stunts, and that's like one of the differences. Also, this movie had color in it. What color?
A lot of color. It was very beautiful.
Beautiful. Even the gritty parts, beautiful. Looks good. Like,
is there a? Actually, I mean, totally on a side. Is there like a difference of terms to refer to like actual like visual imagery versus like camera angles?
I don't know,
because I mean, the only thing that I am not super a fan of this movie was specifically like the cuts.
Yeah.
Like the way that the camera work was done. Mm-hmm. But the actual visuals that the camera was capturing are all on point.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a word to separate those? I don't know.
I don't know, actually. I have no idea, man. I only know so much
like
about
maybe
film.
Composition versus, because it's all cinematography. I have no idea. Okay, let's keep going.
Anyway, yeah, I can totally see what you mean, though. But it does remind me, because this movie does imitate some visual things that Zack Snyder does in his movies but because this is done by a different director and it's done better, like, you know, it actually works. It reminds me a little bit of Watchmen when I saw that movie and how that movie was cut. Except this is way better than Watchmen, I think. No offense to Watchmen. I do like Watchmen. I have it on Blu-ray for Christ's sakes, but
I need to rewatch it because I have seen it, but I don't remember seeing it.
It's okay. I mean, you remember
I think
novel.
the graphic novel fucked me up, so that's why I remember it.
Well, also the giant squid ending. You can't forget that.
No, you can't.
No matter how much you want to. Like, I read the graphic novel before I saw the Watchmen movie. Same. And I went to see it, and they changed the ending. I was like, thank God. I was like sitting there like, oh God, here comes a giant squid. Oh, wait, there's no giant squid. Good. This makes way more sense. So thanks for changing that, by the way, Watchmen movie. But yeah. Well, what else I got to say about this movie? I like. Oh, I said this to Fuji when we were in the theater, but I like how Shadow, get away from the mic. God, he's rubbing his face against it. Anyway. Well, not the mic itself, but the cord. But anyway, I said that I like how not fan servicey this movie was. Like, the male gaze wasn't really present, if that makes any sense. Like, Wonder Woman's costume itself is really, like, you know, fan servicey because that's what she was made for.
Chris Pine got a full-on naked scene.
Yeah, man service. He did. He was standing there totally in the nude. But that scene was pretty funny, though.
Stuff. Has anyone noticed that Chris Pine has like crazy like lady eyelashes?
And he has these intense fucking eyes.
He does.
They're just like, they remind me of Zac Efron's eyes in High School Musical 2, but unlike Zac Efron, who wore contacts in that movie because the people who make that movie are weird, Chris Pine's eyes are actually like that, so you're just saying that like, oh, okay.
You know, some people in Star Trek fandom got super angry that Kirk's eyes were now blue, but then some people were like, shit, it's too good, and then like came up with all these fan theories as to how Kirk's eyes are now blue in the parallel universe. We can't get rid of it now. It's too good.
No, it's too good.
Anyway.
Yeah, I liked he's good. He's good looking. Gal Gadot's very good looking. She's a beautiful lady.
She's very pretty.
Holy shit. And so this movie made me gayer, but that's, you know, that happens often. So I liked how, like, not fan service this movie was, and it was pretty obvious it was directed by a female director and not by a male one, because a lot of the DC movies, kind of part of their problem, and also why they appeal to a good portion of people, is that they're very much the male power fantasy of the movie, which is weird because some of those superheroes, like Superman, for example, not made like that. If that makes sense.
And I mean, because we were talking about this, and Superman to me is like not. How do I explain this?
Mm-hmm.
So there's like the male power fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like G.I. Joe, like, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Superman is a male power fantasy, but not, I think, in that same regard, because Superman is this like nerd who wears button-ups and like horn-rimmed glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And secretly he's this like powerful dude who does good things.
Yeah.
You know?
And he doesn't seek credit for it or anything.
Right. Like, that's the point. Like, I think, like, the real Superman is the Clark Kent. Like, Clark Kent is, like, the genuine guy, and Superman is, like, the persona that he takes on to do shit.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, Superman to me is just, like, not... Superman is appealing because he's not, like, male power fantasy. And yet he's become male power fantasy, and I feel like it misses such an important aspect of the character.
Yeah, because a lot of people are just like, oh man, you know, Superman is actually Superman, Clark Kent's the alter ego. But that's not really true. He's Clark Kent. He was this nerdy farm boy raised by stereotypical nice Midwest farmers.
Dang it. We know so many Midwest farm boys, and it's like,
yep.
I see.
It's like that.
Yes.
Usually. But like, and like I've met like, you know, the Midwest farmer people who are genuinely nice people. Like, that's Ma and Pa Kent, and that's how Superman was raised. And this movie, because I actually heard about this before I saw the movie, that this movie does remind me a lot of the first Superman movie. Like the one with Christopher Reeves, I think is the name of the actor. Reeves. That movie, yeah, that reminds me. It does remind me a lot of that movie.
It's like Superman's just a good guy.
Yeah,
just like a big teddy bear of a guy.
Uh huh.
That's why, like, I don't want to watch Man of Steel.
I might force you to, just
I
because I want you to suffer with me.
I don't want to watch it because I love, like, classic Superman. He's just, like, a nice dude.
Suffer.
I'd go get coffee with that guy. You know? He's a nice guy. Like, Batman, you go for drinks.
True.
Superman, you're like, I want to get a coffee with you. And
Yeah,
just, like,
Batman, you party hard at one of his fancy-ass parties. Like,
I want to hear about your day.
Yeah.
It's like, are you doing all right?
Yeah. He's like a nice person you know down the street.
Nice person. Like, literally the people that we know, like, down the street.
Pretty much. Like, us living in the Midwest, like, there are people like this.
In the
like,
butt crack of the Midwest.
Yeah. It's true. But like, my point being is like, I think that's why, like, I'm glad Wonder Woman took that approach as well.
And I want to say, like, okay, so Wonder Woman, it's a movie with a female protagonist. And, you know, she's a woman. You know, she's a woman character. Like, this is an important part. It's not like, Alien, where, you know, like, it could be a character of either gender. Like, Wonder Woman is definitely, like, a movie about a woman.
Yeah. Comes from an island of women.
But, and I mean, it's not like, they don't play the, like, oh, she's not like other women thing. Like, no, she is who she is. And, like, being a woman informs her character.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like, I'm shoving my vagina in your face, and definitely
there's actually a part in the movie that I like that they did not do this, but like there's a part where Chris Pine says, because this is before the No Man's Land scene, he's like, it's called No Man's Land, no man goes on there, and I'm like sitting here like, oh boy, they're gonna do what I think they're gonna do, where it says like, you know, but I'm not a man kind of thing. But I was also kind of thinking maybe they're doing, well, I'm not human, because she isn't, she's a demigod. But no, instead she just goes, okay. Turns around, walks away, goes on out. She doesn't even say anything. She just goes, because that's what Diana does. She has made up her mind. She's gonna go help these fuckers, and she's gonna go do it now. You can't stop her, because she's Wonder Woman and she can do it. Like, you know, and I liked her and Steve Trevor's relationship was actually really well done. I thought. Like, I thought it could have easily gone bad, you know?
It
like,
could have, but...
Or flat, but I thought it was pretty good. Like, it kind of makes it a little bit sad at the end when we lose him, because the relationship can't develop more, you know? Like further, because he's dead, like, which honestly, I kind of guessed that was gonna happen, because I seen Batman vs. Superman, I'm like, he's probably dead, isn't he? I mean, he would have been, like, old anyway by the time that movie takes place, and she doesn't age, so there's that, too, but, you know, I kind of figured he was not gonna make it. It did remind me a little bit of, the scene in Captain America First Avenger, where he talks with Peggy last time.
Yeah.
And like, their last conversation made me sad. He gave her the watch, and like, I felt sad when I'm like, no, this is really depressing.
I mean, you had a similar sort of reaction to the same sort of thing in Your Name, so.
Well, I mean, Your Name is a little bit more devastating than Wonder Woman, I think.
Wow, okay, an animated movie, a body swap movie is more devastating than a movie legitimately about World War I.
Don't play games, Fuji. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're about, bro. Besides, a lot of people do die in that movie, too.
But they get better.
It's fine. Let's not spoil Your Name while we're on this. Like, I'm only expecting spoilers for Wonder Woman, but
you have to put in the comments spoilers for Wonder Woman and also Your Name.
I didn't spoil anything.
No,
people are gonna go in that movie being like, "What do you mean people die?"
I mean, I think that's what happened to a lot of people who went to go see Your Name.
What do you mean that?
Anyway.
What else did I like about this movie? Besides a lot of things. I liked when we met the chief. That guy. I like the little conversation he has with Diana, where he talks about, because he's Native American. His name didn't imply that, but and he says all my people are gone, and she asks like, what happened to your people? He points to Chris Pine, who's leaving, and says like, his people like destroyed our people. And I thought it was a little short moment, but I think it was like, you know,
seeing it is how it is.
Yeah, and it's like more on like, humanity is complicated kind of thing, because Diana goes into the land like thinking humanity is good at heart. If it wasn't for this fucking war god, they would not be fighting. But what she learns in the movie is that it's way more complicated than that kind of deal. I really like that lesson.
I'm glad that that's becoming more common.
Same.
That like I.
You know what? I just realized something. The movie not having Hydra in it, because Hydra, I feel like, can sometimes really hurt the Marvel movies, if that makes any sense. Because Hydra's an easy, all the bad shit is this group's fault. Because there's that part in Winter Soldier, which is probably my least favorite part because of this, is like where he's talking to the computer guy, Steve Rogers and Natasha, they're talking to the computer guy, and he's like, yes, every time the world has peace, we come in and we give it chaos. And I'm like, oh, so all the world problems are your fucking fault? Is that what you're trying to imply here, movie? They don't say it outright, but that discussion that when the guy was talking about it, it made it seem like that the reason why, if there's bad in the world, is because of Hydra.
And I mean,
and that's such a
well, I mean, this is the thing, is that, and I think this is why media is powerful, that we're at war right now. At the time of this recording, we are at war, and I don't know how old you were at the time, but after 9/11, there really was this belief, founded or unfounded, that if we found Osama bin Laden and killed him,
it'd be the end.
That everything would be done.
I was 9 years old when that happened, so I remember.
Like, people really, in their hearts, believed that if we found this guy and killed him, then that would be the end. And then, after a while, it changed and it became, Saddam Hussein, and now it's, all of these people all over the world.
Yeah.
And people still believe in going to war to find these people, believing that, killing these people, or, even closer to home, believing if certain people were not in power, that everything would be better. And the truth is that it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because
not that we should solve these problems, but like
but it's saying that it's not that's not the solution.
Right.
And the truth is, and I think, there's a great moment where Chris Pine in this movie says, it is me, I am part of this war, I am part of, all of this destruction, all of this violence, and all this death that's happening. And I think it's not often in movies, and not getting into military subsidies that are frequently in movies. I think that that's something that honestly a lot of people in the world, here and elsewhere, benefit from people believing.
Yeah.
Believing that, there are good guys and there are bad guys. If you notice that the narrative of Wonder Woman changes, because at the beginning, when she asks who are those people, pointing to the Germans, Chris Pine says those are the bad guys. And at the end, it's changed. It's not good guys and bad guys. It's we're all contributing to this.
Yeah.
We have different things that we're believing in. We're all contributing to, this destruction that's happening around us.
Right. He even says, like, to Wonder Woman, he says to her, like, it's not like, good or bad. It's what you believe in. And it's true. Like, this movie, I really like that message that it was in this movie, and that's a good takeaway from it, because that is a hard lesson to learn, honestly, is that the world is not, separated to black and white or good versus evil. It's like, it's more complicated than that. And I think that is one of the hardest things to learn as you get older, because when you're a child, you do believe in that because you're a kid, like, and when you get older and you learn about, like, how the world is, like, it's a hard lesson to learn. And some people refuse to learn it. There really are people who refuse to learn it, but like, I think that's, like, part of, I really do think that's an important thing to do as a person, is to, like, realize that, and, I guess accept it is the word I think I'm looking for, like, but also know that you could still change things. Like, it could be better, and to keep striving for betterness, even if we'll never ever achieve perfection, because, well, perfection is kind of impossible. But we could still strive for better, if that makes any sense. Yeah. If I'm making any sense, I'm kind of rambling.
I think you're making sense. I mean, it's
Okay.
I mean, if you're not making sense, like, it's just a concept that I think some people might not understand right now.
hmm It's hard. So I really like
Because
that in this movie,
I do
man.
think that human beings innately understand fairness.
hmm
You know, there's evidence that, like, even young babies understand the concept of when things are fair and not fair.
Uh-huh.
Um, but then fairness is not justice.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is actually something I've been thinking of for the story that I'm working on. Fairness and justice are not the same thing, and humans cannot have objective justice.
Yeah.
Like, there's no such thing. So it does come down to, what are the things that you believe in strongly enough that you're going to fight for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah. I'm really glad to see that in this movie, man. Like, I don't think we see it enough in our media, but I'm glad it's here, and I'm glad it's in this mainstream, Hollywood action movie that a lot of people are going to see, and a lot of kids will see, because I think that's an important thing.
Yeah,
to
there were
know.
kids in the theater while she was dropping F-bombs.
I was doing it quietly, and there was no one around us. Don't judge me, Fuji. I will fight you.
Yeah, I'll fight you.
But anyway, heavy subject matter aside, I liked it when Diana got excited about a baby.
It's funny.
Like, oh, baby! Starts going to see the baby.
Chris like, no, baby, no.
No. He's so cute. I'm like, I never knew I wanted to see Wonder Woman getting excited about a baby, but now I have, and I'm happy. Also, there's a part in the movie where she gets ice cream.
Yes.
And apparently this is something from the comics where she tries ice cream and she loves it. And that, I don't know why that makes me happy. I like, she says the ice cream vendor is like, you should be proud of this.
Because she's a, what's the phrase people use? Cinnamon roll?
Yeah. Cinnamon roll. She really is. And I'm glad, because I think that's how Wonder Woman should be portrayed, is this person who is...
This felt much closer to, like, Golden Age comics.
Yeah.
It felt like Golden Age comics.
Yeah. Yeah, this is even better because we don't have the weird bondage shit from the early Wonder Woman comics. Hooray! Mission accomplished, guys. Oh god, this movie was good. I recommend it.
Highly recommend it.
It's definitely one of my favorite superhero movies for sure. Like, man, my goodness. And I really hope in the future movies, I had probably not Justice League because that's probably like mostly finished by now. But in future movies, I really hope they kind of follow the same kind of idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
because it's obvious what they did before wasn't working. Yeah, they made money, so the studio kept greenlighting.
But this is gonna make a lot of money.
It's gonna make, not only is it gonna make a lot of money, but critics like it. And despite what people say about critics, like, their opinion doesn't matter or whatever. No, their opinion kind of does matter. Like, critics do have an impact of some sort. Not always. I mean, like, we're gonna still get, like, crappy movies no matter what. But it is, I think it is, like, significant if the critics like the movie and it gets the good money, the more likely that movie is going to influence not only other movies and any other movies in its franchise, if it has a franchise, And also, I liked how this movie, even though we know there's going to be a sequel, we know it's part of a franchise, but it didn't, like, have the shit where it's, like, introduced to this stuff to be introduced later and stuff like that. Iron Man 2 had that problem, and Suicide Squad kind of had that problem, and Batman vs Superman definitely had that problem, where it was just because basically, like, you can watch Wonder Woman without having seen any of the other movies, not a single one. You don't have to write a single one of them. You could just sit down and watch this movie and you can get it, and you understand how this movie goes. Like, I guess the only thing is kind of at the beginning, there's like, the Wayne Enterprise bus or truck or whatever gives Wonder Woman that picture, and
because he would.
But here's the thing:
because Batman is a fucking gentleman.
Yeah, he is. Batman's a fucking gentleman, and oh my gosh, you know what? I'm thinking of there's a text post on Tumblr where someone overheard a conversation between a little boy and his mom, and the little boy goes, "Why does Wonder Woman doesn't wear any pants?" And no, his mom goes, "Because she has amazing eyes and she can crush men's heads between them. He goes, I want to be Wonder Woman. She says, don't we all?
Okay. I was totally spacing off while you were just talking, so I don't know if I can actually chime in on anything you just said.
It's okay.
But you know what? This movie is gonna be merchandise the fuck out of it.
God bless.
It's gonna be. I noticed this. Okay, I saw this at work.
Uh-huh.
We have this gorgeous Wonder Woman, like, not. It's somewhere between an action figure and a fashion doll.
Okay.
It's gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think there's gonna be so many, like, little girls and probably boys, like, buying these Wonder Woman toys.
Yeah.
She's, like, way more merchandisable than Batman v Superman.
Hell yeah. Despite these movies being, like, you know, PG-13 or sometimes even R, depending, like Suicide Squad was R. Which is weird because that definitely wasn't an R movie.
What was R? Oh, people getting their heads blown up?
Did we see anyone's head get blown up?
No, but it's implied.
Okay, but if we did see it, then it could be PG-13.
Did people get set on fire?
Sort of. We don't really see them.
I think getting set on fire gets you an R rating.
They did drop some F-bombs, though, so you know. That gets you the R.
I don't remember anymore. I don't remember this movie.
It's okay. I only remember, like, chunks of the movie. I don't remember the whole thing. Besides me being terrified of Amanda Waller, because, damn, Octavia Spencer, you scared the crap out of me in that movie, but... That
was a good scene. That was a pointless scene, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I know. She wasn't the problem with that movie at all. But, yeah, Wonder Woman's gonna be... Which, you know what the nice thing is? They cannot not include Wonder Woman's action figures in their action hero set. They can't exclude her. They can't do it. That's right, guys. You gotta include her. You gotta make action figures, you motherfuckers. Do it. Do it. Actually do your job.
I had someone come in today looking for, like, Wonder Woman pops, and I'm like, that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
Also, her pop figure is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's, like, weirdly intricate.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not like... Wait, are you talking about, like, the mini pop figures?
Like, the weird bobblehead dudes.
Oh, those ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hers is actually good. Hers is actually good.
Huh.
It's not cursed.
It's not your Satan picture.
Yeah.
Maybe I should link that.
Oh, I vectorized it. I put it in HD now.
I saw that. I logged it. I was like, oh my god. Now you can have Satan summoning circle of Funko Pop figures.
It's a human transmutation circle. Like, 3 people picked up on that.
That's so funny. Not only is it funny that that's a thing, but also 3 people picked up on the human transmutation circle. God damn it. But yeah, oh man, this movie is gonna do good things, I think, for an impact. I really hope. I think it's gonna do well in the foreign market too. Like, I wouldn't see why it wouldn't.
I think it will.
Like, because, like, I've said this before in other recordings, but the foreign market is a big contributing factor.
Oh, it
now.
is. Yeah.
And so I think it will do well in the foreign market, and people are going to go see it. Except in Japan, where they'll all go see Your Name 30 bazillion more times.
Blu-ray drops in July. Hopefully, it will not be in theaters.
Nah, I'm sorry.
That's gonna be a full year. A full year. It came out mid-August. Mid-August of last year. It's still in theaters.
Oh my god.
If they pull it from theaters when the Blu-ray comes out, that's gonna be July. August 2016 to July 2017.
God damn it.
When does that happen?
Never.
Has that happened here?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Has there been a movie here that just stayed in theaters because people kept going to see it?
Maybe Star Wars. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Titanic. That's the other one I can imagine. But otherwise, I have no idea. No, I have no idea. I don't think so. I can't think of a movie that has the same appeal. We're partly talking about Wonder Woman, partly talking about Your Name.
Is there a movie in the States where 1 out of 7 people has seen it?
I don't...
While it is in theaters, not on home media distribution.
God, I don't know. I would have to think about that.
Like,
I think maybe Titanic, when it was out. Maybe Titanic, and maybe... I wouldn't say Avatar, because even though that made a lot of money and broke a lot of records, I'm not entirely sure, like, you know, if it's, like, you know, same, like, you know, scope as Your Name got to, or is at. Maybe Star Wars.
Maybe Star Wars.
I'm thinking maybe Star Wars. If I had to pick a movie franchise, it's probably one of the Star Wars movies. Would be the closest comparison to Your Name's impact. I hope Wonder Woman reaches that same level. I hope so. I don't think it's going to, because, you know, it's a comic book movie. You know, it only has limited appeal, I guess. But Dark Knight also is a comic book movie, and that got pretty widespread when it was in the theaters. Like, so maybe we'll get lucky. We'll just have to see. It's hard. You can't predict these things.
You really can't.
You really cannot predict these things. Like, if you asked me, like, a handful of years ago, after Man of Steel came out, if someone said, like, oh man, I bet Wonder Woman's gonna change everything, and I'm like, what? We're not getting a Wonder Woman movie ever, because they're never gonna do it, because they just won't, because they're gonna sit in development hell forever. But lo and behold, guys, we did it, kids. We climbed the whole mountain.
Yep.
Holy crap. All right.
So, is Flash that's in Justice League the same Flash from the TV show?
No, that was Wally.
Okay.
Wally West? Yeah. Wally West is in the TV show.
Okay.
And this is Barry Allen.
Okay.
But here's the weird thing. So Wally West is the quippy Flash, actually. He's the one that did most of the quips when his turn came. Barry Allen wasn't so much. So it's a little bit weird they chose Barry Allen for their quippy Flash in Justice League. I'm like, okay. I mean, some comic book fans are pretty upset about that. I mean, I'm not super bothered by it. I was just like,
hey, you know it's the best DC movie?
Huh.
Green Lantern.
God damn it.
That's a trash movie.
Holy shit, that movie's bad.
Suicide Squad, trash movie. Green Lantern is a trash movie.
I think Green Lantern was worse, man.
Oh, Green Lantern is way worse.
Oh, man. At least...
It's a bad movie.
At least Suicide Squad, their CGI didn't look like shit. Because fucking Green Lantern, oh my god. I mean, that's more the many problems of Green Lantern, but...
You want to know it's a great movie?
Are you going to say Green Hornet?
Yes.
you have rambled about that movie in these recordings before.
Have I?
Yeah. You went up to the microphone, like, everyone should watch Green Hornet.
Well, everyone should watch Green Hornet.
I need to watch Green Hornet. I haven't seen it.
I haven't.
Ooh, we should watch it sometime.
We should,
like, have
I can't get over that movie.
You know, we should have a little superhero marathon, both good and bad.
We should.
I didn't...
Watch Green Lantern. No, we should get two screens and play them simultaneously.
God damn it! I'll just tune out a Green Lantern and go watch Green Hornet then. We should get in Man of Steel. And then watch you suffer while I force you to watch Man of Steel. And then watch Batman vs. Superman. Watch you suffer as you're forced to watch Batman vs. Superman.
I mean, aren't you suffering also?
Yep, I sure am. I sure will be. Because neither of those movies were good or fun to sit through, and they were long.
Suicide Squad, we have it at work in 4K. And I'm like, why would you watch that in 4K? Because you literally can't see anything. God
damn it, you would see Jack. You know, you have to turn up the brightness on your screen in order to see anything. But even then, in that final banner, there's too much smoke to see anything.
I don't think there's anything on screen. I think it's just smoke.
And, like, people, like, faking flying away because they got hit by Enchantress or something. Enchantress didn't fight. I don't remember if she did. I know there was fire. I know she summoned her brother.
She had her weird brother, yeah.
Yeah, she had her brother that possessed that one dude, and so he's walking around, and I'm like, Enchantress has a brother? I don't remember that. I don't know much about Enchantress, so... IDK. But, also, by the way, why did they send superheroes who didn't have superpowers to fight a superpowered villain? That weren't Batman. Why did they do that? I don't understand. Except for the one guy who did have superpowers, but Diablo didn't want to use them, so... God damn that movie. We're like partly talking about Suicide Squad too, but it's hard not to because we're comparing it to the DC movie that we just saw.
Yeah,
which was shit. I guess, it's interesting to think about, like, what made this movie work and those movies didn't, and I've already answered that quite a few times, but I think the biggest thing is definitely focus. Good lord. You focus on your story, you go and do that, you show don't tell.
I mean, it's a storytelling method.
Yeah.
If you don't
have used for years, centuries.
I mean, there are like weird art films that are not really about the story, but this is not one of them.
No. I mean, most stories, most media goes on that's telling a story, goes on that structure. And not the 3-act structure, because that's not entirely true, but, like, just a story from, beginning, middle, end. It's been like that as long as people have been making stories. Like, really.
Oh, you know what I want?
Huh.
This is my sign that I should probably go home. But I'm gonna propose a David Lynch marathon.
Oh, Lord.
Marathon. In one after the other.
This isn't... You mean just as movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it. I've seen Blue Velvet. But I don't know. Have I seen his other ones? Huh. I don't think I have. I think I've seen Blue Velvet. That's a really good movie. It's really weird, but it's one of his more coherent movies. You can pretty much get what's going on, more or less. But yeah, I've heard of his other ones, and I know a little bit about them. But I have only seen Blue Velvet because I watched it for my film class, which I would have watched it on my own eventually anyway. But I would be up for it if you want to do a David Lynch marathon. Should do that. Remember, kids, listen. David Ikuhara, the creator of Utena and Penguin Drum and Yurikuma, he wants to work with David Lynch one day. He wants to do it. And that, if that ever happens, whatever movie they make out of it is going to be the most weirdest shit you'll ever see in your life. I guarantee it. Whenever that happens, if that happens.
I want Aquaman to get a movie, and I want Ikuhara to direct it.
Please.
Adolescence of Aquaman.
Wait. No, there's
Adolescence of Aquaman.
There's no lesbians in it. We can't do it. There's no lesbians. We have to get lesbians in it.
Just put lesbians in it.
I mean, he would, but no, we gotta get some lesbians in it, and then he can make it. Next Wonder Woman movie, because she is bisexual, so put lesbians in it.
Okay, now I want Aquaman to do the, I assume the position.
Eggs to the current.
Eggs to the current.
Ah, yes, the title of our Little Mermaid recording.
I'm tired, so I should probably go home.
Yeah, it's late for you, man. All right, we'll wrap this up. Do you have anything, final thoughts about Wonder Woman before?
It's good.
Yeah.
I have some hope for the DC Extended Universe.
Finally. Took us 4 goddamn movies, but we got there!
This feels like the first movie of the DC Extended
Universe.
Universe.
It?
Okay, to be fair, I did not watch the other ones because I don't like dark, gritty Superman, but...
I really want to, make you watch Man of Steel.
Cat.
Shadow, stop it. My goodness. Anyway, my brother was like, go see it if you haven't already. Please, 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 give it all its money.
Yeah, give it a lot of money.
Give it all the money. Please, please. We want more of these. We want more of this shit. Let's do it. So yeah. I guess that's my final thought. Maybe one day we'll have more marathons of David Lynch and we're almost done with Disney.
Oh yeah, we are.
We're pretty close, aren't we?
Holy crap, yeah.
As of this recording.
Well, but we have a lot of painful movies to go through still.
Yep, we'll get there. Anyway, thanks for listening.